Welcome back, friends, to another harvest report. Today we're going to dig up the Yukon golds. Not all the plants are dead, but most of them. On this end I put mostly leaves, and there's not a great lot of grasses and stuff growing up around. And then I get here, I put meadow clippings. Now I mowed clippings from up on the first flat, and that could have had a lot of weed seed in it. So I don't know how difficult this is going to be to dig up. We'll find out. The soil underneath this, there was a 2-bin compost bin here, and then there was a raspberry bush. Now when I came back from when I was away, and my parents were living here, and of course my father passed away, and my mother is out on the other side of the continent, and I come back and I walked up across and I looked at this. It was a raspberry patch, just like this. And I looked at the raspberry patch and I laughed. I said, what am I going to do with that? I could see nothing but stinging nettles. So it was totally overgrown. And I took that chicken tractor there, and I had about 12 hens in there, and back and forth over this until they had everything gone. And I've been trying to pull up the weeds since, but I put a layer of composted wood chips over this. Now last fall I decided that I would put Yukon Gold potatoes here, and I went and I mowed the meadow over here, and then I didn't have quite enough. I mowed what was up on top, and I buried this in right down to here, and then I got some leaves from the maple and put there. So let's see what we got. This time I have my bucket. I'm going to put them directly in the bucket as I dig them. There is some stinging nettles, but I have my gloves. Sometimes stinging nettles, they have big enough thorns on them that they can actually go through your clothing, like the cloth on your pants. That's the first one. Oh, that's the seed one there, all rotten. These are the ones that are really nice as well for like taters. You just wash them off and quarter this one or slice it whichever way you want, and eat it, cook it and eat it peeled and all. Okay, there wasn't much to that one, but I'm going to have to put you over here. Because this is, as I said, rather new. I decided last year, that's the seed potato that didn't quite rot, huh? I decided to put it here, and I'm not sure how it will go because the potatoes I just put down on ground level. And so far it's not looking that great. Those small ones are nice. Like I said, you just wash them off and boil them rather than peeling them. When you get nice clean skin, you see? Nice. That's what it would look like when you wash them off. I'm going to continue trying to grow potatoes here. You see, this was the composted wood chips that I put there, and there's weeds growing all through it. Hello, thank you very much. Let's go up to the other end where all that grass is and see if they're growing any better up there. We'll take up this one here. That's the seed potato. No, not looking good. But I'm going to dig through and see what I can find, and then I'll bring you back. Wow. Well, this is not good. What have I got? £17 of potatoes, and they're small. As I've alluded to in the past, the instant garden thing just does not work around here. So, I'm going to do it the slow way, which I kind of recommend anyway. If you don't have to do an instant garden, just take your time and do it nature's way. I'm going to level this over, and you can see the mounds of organic matter here. This is going to be a thick layer of organic matter when I'm done. But I'm going to cover the whole thing in cardboard, and as the cardboard falls apart, I'll put down new cardboard. All next year this is going to be covered. And then the cardboard, of course, will become part of the soil once it decomposes. One thing I can do here next year is in the cardboard I could poke holes and transplant down through some of the vines, so pumpkins or squash. But apart from that, because pumpkins and squash, they like 4 feet apart or even more, some of them, so I'm not going to have very many holes in the cardboard. And I will do this complete area for a full year, have it covered in cardboard. And I'm going to do the same thing with the what used to be the herb garden down by the house. And after next year is over in 2022, then I will dig in it and see what I've got and if I can get rid of most of the roots or not. That is the Yukon gold harvest for 2020, such as it is. Time for the Kennebec. I didn't have as many Kennebec seeds to start with, if you remember. And I didn't put on the second layer of mulch. So I've got some green potatoes. I don't know how many, so we'll find out. It's just a little bit of green, I cut that off. Probably what I'm going to do with most of them is just cut the green off. This is why Newfoundland is quarantined for any root crops or anything that has soil on it, because we have a potato scab. It's not widespread. It's just in pockets, and the island of Newfoundland is one of the pockets where this exists. It's just cosmetic on the top. You can peel it off, and the potato itself is quite fine, but it makes it unsaleable for the commercial growers. That's a nice big one. Another nice one. I've got to get that little claw thing. Soil's not soft very far down here. Those are going to be seeds. That's okay, I need seeds for next year. Well, not too bad actually. It's over half full, and remember, it's just one bed, so you would expect 30 pounds maybe up to here. We have the ones that I put in the tire that I was thinking about doing a test for, that potato tower idea. Like a lot of other things this year, I didn't have time to carry out my plan here. I did put quite a bit of grass clippings in here, so we'll just pull everything up and see what's down there. Well, it's a big one, eh? Slug eating into it. There. Even though I didn't have time, gotta put that on top. It's rotting there, see that? So I don't know why that is. Well, oh, that thing's huge. Looks like it worked. A lot of potatoes, and many of them are huge. So even just a little bit that I did do, quack grass, netted an awful lot of benefit. Of course I have this one. Now, let's see what's in here. Wasn't as much done with this one. Oh dear. Huh. Ah, got eaten. There was a mouse went underneath the stalk, and that's why that stalk died earlier. It was cut off at the bottom, and they ate every potato. My neighbor was complaining about the mice eating his potatoes. But that, I did get one Yukon gold that was eaten, and he ate every one out of this stalk. But we did have success because they didn't eat in here, and now I almost got a bucket full. Of course, now is the time to weigh them. Ooh, what did I get? The pounds are on the outside, so that's 29 pounds. Let's get a lot of shade on there so you can see it well. 29 pounds. The next step is to get the volunteer potatoes, including those red Chieftains. This large plant, that was a red Chieftain. Let's see what's down there. One of the reasons they call them Chieftains, you get some big potatoes out of this. But if you look closely, I can't move them to another spot. The ground is right full of that potato scab fungus. One of them went over there somewhere when I shook it. Huh. That is actually the kind of potatoes that's not surprising from the red Chieftains. And they use them for making big, huge potato fries. There you went. Just wondering if there's either other one here. See, the soil is much softer here. And this is the point to which you want to get your soil. But as you know, the beginner gardener bed, that's what we're working on. And then that bed where I just took the Chieftains, the Kennebec up, that needs work to get it to this condition. There's two here. I believe I made a guess at what it was when the plant was actually growing, but I can't remember now. Well, Red New Orleans. Smaller and smoother. They're not as lumpy as the Chieftains. And just that few there. I'm sure there's another potato plant somewhere. I'll have to look for it. Well, I can't say I'm happy with that. It's in among the carrots. But I'm taking everything up now anyway, so I guess I'll be harvesting carrots tomorrow morning. I'll just go ahead now and pull up this potato plant. Red New Orleans once again. Kind of odd. But I add, you see, the two different kinds of red potatoes, and they were mixed. So they just got put in together. Thinks there's a big one here. Yepper. My carrots, however, I picked up a few of them earlier to make some soup with. Not earlier today, I mean like last week sort of a deal. And they were short too, so I'm kind of nervous about this carrot patch, but oh well, it is what it is, right? Let's weigh this bucket. £14. And how many plants did we have? We had that one big Chieftain, and we had the two big New Orleans. But that Chieftain, that put half the weight on it. It's a lot of potatoes from just 3 plants. Actually, it was 4 plants, wasn't it? Because the first New Orleans Reds was 2 plants. The battery is dying, so I have to go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit like, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.